finally back. Premier League is there. First game, Sheffield Villa, City Arsenal. It's special.
So today, the first match is going to be Sheffield versus Aston Villa, and it's going to take place at the
Villa Park.
Sheffield Stadium.
Bramall Lane.
Yeah, Bramall Lane. Yeah. And looking for key players, you can't really look beyond Jack Grealish for Aston Villa. This season he has scored 7 goals, 7 assists. That is like, he has really been responsible for most of their attacks this season. And for Sheffield, you have to look at their midfield. Players like Norwood, players like John Fleck, Lundstram has been a big part this season. The new signing Sanderberg, and really, yeah, just have to it's a really balanced game. And Sheffield have you probably think Sheffield have the upper hand. I mean, they're very high in the table, a recently promoted team. Aston Villa also, yeah. Aston Villa also recently promoted. Um, they're surviving. Like they're battling for relegation, and yeah. So yeah,
It's bound to be special.
Yeah, it is bound to be special.
So the next match is City against Arsenal. We have to look at one man, Kevin De Bruyne. The last match he was spectacular. He destroyed Arsenal's defense. He has highest assists. Kevin Aguero as well as loads of goals. But there's one starter, Emerick Laporte, has played 500 minutes and they've only considered 1 goal.
So yes, definitely expect Man City. If Laporte plays, they might be able to keep a clean sheet. And remember, last time they played, it was 3-0. So maybe Man City have the edge. The next match will be Norwich versus Southampton, and that will be a very special game. Especially, I think it's more important to Norwich, because if they don't win these games, they are going down. And even the way that the predicament they're in right now, it's going to be really difficult for them to come out. You have to look at from Southampton's point of view, you have to look at Danny Ings. He's been fantastic this season. Played a lot of games, scored a lot of goals. This is his best return in his career. So it must be really. And Southampton they've been disappointing at times, and sometimes they've punched above their weight. They did defeat Chelsea, and they got smacked 9-0 against Leicester at home. So they have been a lot of ups and downs. And now, looking at Norwich, they have Temu Pukki, just 11 goals. He started the season firing, banging, and now he's sort of falling off a cliff. But before the season, before the Premier League was paused, he seemed like he was finding his feet back. And yeah, Southampton have won 4 out of the last 6 matches between these two teams. So honestly, it is tipping in their favor. I think they will come out with the win. What do you think, Ife?
Yeah, I think so, because the last time they played, Southampton won 2-1. So I think they win. And the next match, Spurs against United. Jose Mourinho is going back. He's facing his former team, and we have to pick 2 players here, Rashford and Kane. They're both coming back from injuries. And Bruno Fernandes. Spurs have had loads of injuries. Harry Kane, Son, Sissoko, Steven Bergwijn. But I think Man U will win this because they won 4 out of their last 5. Out of their last 6. Yeah.
Next match in the game week is Watford versus Leicester, and it's going to be a tough game for Watford. And they are also another team. They're one of the few teams battling for relegation this season. And since the emergence of their new manager, Nigel Pearson, they've been excellent. They beat Liverpool 3-0, and yeah, I think they're going places really. If they're able to, I think if they win this game, there's no relegation for them. And for Leicester City, you have to look at Jamie Vardy. He's got 19 goals this season, most likely to win the Golden Boot. Yeah.
And his next goal is 100 goals, so I feel he's going to score.
his next goal will be his 100th goal for Leicester in the Premier League. He scored 99, and Leicester have won 3 out of the last 4 games between the two sides. So once again, it is tipping in Leicester City's favour, but you do want Watford to win for their survival.
Okay,
They got a lot of their attack is very strong. Ismail Assar, Troy Deeney, Deulofeu, all those players, they combine to make their attack really good. It's at the defense that they're really blunt, and they'll have to buckle up facing the highest goal scorer. So the next game is Brighton versus Arsenal, and it's going to be a tight game. Arsenal have been flopping recently, and likes of Trossard and Neil Maupay, the new signings, I think they're really going to help Brighton. And the attack of Arsenal, Aubameyang, Laka, I think Arsenal are going to win 2-1 in the league.
Okay, next match is West Ham against Wolves. Yeah, and we have to look at two people here, only just for Wolves, Jimenez and Traore. Jimenez has 13 goals, Traore has 7 assists, and they're the best partnership in the league. So I don't think why the two of them can continue the way they've been. And Wolves have won the last 3 matches.
So the next match is Bournemouth versus Crystal Palace, and you can't really look for Crystal Palace. You can't really look beyond Wilfred Zaha and Andre Ayew, but I think I'm going to talk about Andre Ayew because this season he has really been a gem. When he was on loan last season, he was a bit mediocre. Towards the end of the season, he started picking up, but I think that he's carried that from last season, the end of last season into this season, and he's been like a dark star. Like he's been like, yeah, he's just come out like he's not really a superstar, but like he has been able to prove his worth to Crystal Palace, with 8 goals. And for Bournemouth, you can't really look beyond Callum Wilson. 8 goals as well this season. He has really been their talismanic figure since they got into the Premier League. And yeah, Crystal Palace have won the last 2 matches between the two sides, and for me, I think it's going to be a draw. Let's write down your predictions for all the matches in the comment section down below.
Okay, so the next match is Newcastle Sheffield United. Well, I feel this big game will be boring. The dull fest, to be a dull fest. So expecting 0-0, but Newcastle have won just 1 out of the last 5 and 2 out of 12. So I see Sheffield edging it 1-0. Just.
Well, the next match after that is Aston Villa versus Chelsea. That was going to be Aston Villa's second match of the game week. Once again, we've already talked about Grealish earlier in the episode, and now I think we have to talk about Chelsea's Tammy Abraham. They've been linked with Timo Werner, and he has a point to prove. He's done pretty well this season, but there's still critics. He still has to silence some critics, and I think he has a point to prove. Whether he's gonna crack under the pressure or he's gonna come out on top, we're gonna see.
Okay. Everton against Liverpool
In the Merseyside derby.
Well, we can only look at Liverpool at this point because Liverpool have been so good this season and they can't wait to lift the Premier League trophy. And the start's just terrible for Everton. They've won just 3 times out of the last 35 Merseyside derbies. So I think it's always going to be Liverpool winning this.
Yeah, nice point there. And remember that they only need 2 more wins to lift the Premier League trophy. After 30 years, the first ever Premier League trophy. And the final match of the game week is going to be Manchester City versus Burnley at the Etihad Stadium. And really, you can't look beyond Sergio Aguero and Kevin De Bruyne again. Like, these are the main players for Man City this season. Remember, Aguero, as Vivelli said, 16 goals. And Kevin De Bruyne has 16 assists. Just 4 assists off Thierry Henry's record. And for Burnley, you're looking at how Barnes. The thing is, if they're able to sit back and defend and then hit Manchester City on the counter, I think they might be able to do a job on them. And yeah, also we need to look at Chris Wood. He's done pretty well for them this season. At the start of the season, he wasn't really the best player, but now he has began to come up clutch for them in desperate moments. And that rounds up the Premier League game week 30 plus. Hopefully you enjoyed the episode. If you're able to, please like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. Thank you.